Welcome to Azimuth Podcast. I am your host, Kimberly. Today, we will be discussing AI, or as Kamala Harris so brilliantly explains it. First of all, it's a 2 letters and it's kind of a fancy thing. Seriously, AI is artificial intelligence.
And I'm Barrett. For those that don't know or have been living under a rock for the past year, artificial intelligence is a field which combines computer science and robust data sets to enable problem solving, which enhances speed, precision, and effectiveness of human efforts. It kind of mimics human intelligence. For example, in financial institutions, AI techniques can be used to identify which transitions are likely to be fraudulent, adopt a fast and accurate credit scoring, as well as automate manual, intense data management tasks. So those all sound pretty good, right?
Yeah.
In social media, AI is used to tailor advertisements to users' interests and online shopping. Now we're starting to get into
Gets a little creepy
creepy
sometimes.
right there. You're right. AI-driven product recommendations help users find products, compare prices, and receive customer support. Just think of Amazon's price comparisons and recommendations. The 4 types of AI include reactive, limited memory, theory of mind, and self-aware. Reactive machines are AI systems that have no memory and only respond to different stimuli. Limited memory uses memory to learn and improve responses. Theory of mind AI understands the need of other intelligent entities, whereas self-aware AI has human-like intelligence and self-awareness. Reactive machines and limited memory are most commonly used right now, and both a form of a narrow intelligence.
Now, many people envision AI as becoming the Terminator and destroying John Connor and all of mankind, or putting mankind in incubators like the Matrix. But current AIs have a fixed learning algorithm for learning various knowledge and are not able to learn how to learn. AI would also have to be beyond specialized, as humans, believe it or not, are complex.
Also, AI would need to be improved, have an improved neural network architectures beyond the transformer networks that we have now. Hardware efficiency and complexity would need to increase, and the human brain has 3,500 times more connections than the most complex neural networks right now.
Well, one type of concern right now is ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a language processing tool driven by AI tech. It enables people to have conversations that are like human conversations with chatbot. It can answer questions and help with things such as writing essays and codes.
Okay.
Now, many teachers are having problems with getting their papers written by ChatGPT than students writing it themselves. The students do not learn the material, how to write a paper properly, and while the AI is mostly correct, it can be incorrect, and thus the student will unintentionally submit a false paper to the teacher.
Yeah, this has been in the news lately where lawyers and attorneys are using ChatGPT to write their closing statements, their opening statements. There's been even cases where the attorney, cited case law as to support and bolster their argument. However, the case law didn't exist. ChatGPT made it up and cited cases that had never been filed, never reached the light of day, and the judge was like, "Are you kidding me? This like case doesn't exist." Another thing is that teachers and professors are using ChatGPT and other AI programs to try and catch the students that are using AI to help them write their papers. And there's been a couple of cases where a paper has been flagged as AI written, and it wasn't. And so the teachers, told the student, "Hey, look, you have to rewrite this paper. I'm going to give you a 0 because you used AI." And the person's like, "No, I really didn't." So, it's kind of the AI on scholastics is kind of double-edged, but a double-edged sword.
Yeah, exactly. AI is another reason why people are leery of answering their cell phones as well when receiving unknown numbers. Robocallers can capture your voice saying yes or even your name, and using it for nefarious purposes, like signing up for things or selling the information.
Yeah, I whenever I answer the phone, when somebody says, "Is this Barrett McNabb?" I'll say, "This is Barrett McNabb speaking." I never say, "Is this Barrett McNabb?" Yes, because again, they can record that yes and say you signed up for a lifetime supply of dishwashing soap. And when you say, "Hey, I didn't do that," they say, "Well, would you like to sign up for a lifetime supply of dishwashing soap for $10,000? Yes. and so they can program it in there. So I personally never say yes or no on the phone. I just confirm the information with the same information that they gave me.
Well, I guess I'm a typical millennial and text me.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, callers can also use AI to pretend to be a victim's loved one to ask for money or collect personal information. Of course, it's not just phone scams that people are being warned about. Now, Barrett, didn't you tell me about AI being able to remove the word automatically in video editing software?
Yeah, and I can't wait to use it because unfortunately I do say a lot of ums and uhs, and I am going to be using that to try and get rid of some of those placeholders. And it's actually in Premiere Pro, which is the software that I use to edit these videos. I think it's going to be pretty powerful when we look at what AI can do in the creative space. We've only been doing this for 2 months, so I'm still learning a lot. And I watch YouTube videos on how to do things. And just this period alone to do text editing via AI and remove these placeholders, I think is going to be pretty good.
Well, I would think that would be a slippery slope to AI generating its own content to make it sound like you're saying something that you didn't actually say, and it could be used against them later, especially in a court of law.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, if you look at what AI can do and the fact that people are using AI to try and catch AI, eventually who wins out? Is it the better AI? Another slippery slope are the moral decisions that AI can bring up. I was a keynote speaker for a AAA conference, and I was talking about AI and self-driving cars, and they were really kind of saying that, hey, AI is going to, make the world a safer place. There's going to be the ability to...
Well, it depends on who is encoding.
That's true. That's true.
Program.
But in theory, what they were saying is they felt that these are the AAA managers felt that insurance was going to, be good because cars would avoid accidents and things like that. And so I, kind of posed
Devil's advocate.
I was a devil's advocate and posed a theory and said, say you have a school bus that's traveling along a mountain road and and a tire pops and the bus veers into your lane, and your AI in your car, in your self-driving car, has to make a decision. And the two decisions it makes, plowing into the school bus and killing 27 children, or turning right and driving you off a cliff, killing only you. Now, AI would be the ones to be making that decision if it was in a self-driving car. So it would have to decide whether saving the lives of many are greater than saving the lives of the owner. And so I said what I see is high-end cars have all kinds of technology, and I think third-party vendors would sell AI programs that are programmed to make sure that the owner is prioritized in all cases. And so say, the standard AI that comes with a car X that's a self-driving car would choose the children over the driver.
A less expensive model would choose that versus a $250,000 car, which is ridiculous.
Exactly.
Of course that type of person would choose the AI.
Right, and to have a $100,000 add-on that is a superior AI that would use all of its predictive analysis and everything to make sure that you are the one that is protected. And that kind of blew the manager's mind. They're like, we didn't even think about that. And I said, I see... Yes, self-driving cars are coming, and everything is going to be hunky-dory. I think people will get around a lot more. But the danger is who's writing it, to your point, who's writing the code, and what are they prioritizing, and whether or not third-party vendors can write superior code, giving people who have money an edge.
I would worry about someone hacking into the system and just say, hey, I want all these cars to go into each other, off a cliff. Oh, I'm going to hack into my ex-boyfriend's car's AI and make him go to my mother's house or my brother's house so he can get hurt. I mean, who knows? So it would really need to be, top-notch security on that one.
Oh, I agree.
So also AI can be used to edit pictures, videos, and other tedious things, as you well know, doing our editing, that humans have to really think hard to be able to do. Elon Musk himself warned of AI, saying that people may forget how to use the machines that enabled AI as humans rely more and more on machines to perform the simplest of tasks and eventually disarm humans to achieve world peace, as in having everyone under the tightest control. We would have a Superman nanny state. He has also warned about the potential use of AI in autonomous weapons and military applications. He has called for a ban on the use of AI in lethal autonomous weapons, expressing concerns about the lack of human control. This also makes me envision, again, the incubators and the Matrix.
Yeah, I mean, it's truly a double-edged sword. I mean, as you look at AI being used in the military, and believe me, it is a hot topic and has been for a number of years on all nations. All nations are actively looking to weaponize AI and to speed up the process of war. I mean, we have self-flying aircraft such as the I believe it's the Stingray that flies and is a self-flying fuel ship. And so in-flight refueling can occur from this thing, and it just sits there in orbits, and you're able to come up to it, dock, and get fuel and move off. And so it's already live in the U.S. Navy. Looking at things that would speed up warfare, when I was recently graduating the Maneuver Officer Advanced course at Fort Benning, Georgia, I was invited to participate in a training exercise, and it was really interesting. It was these, and I'll put a picture of Boston Dynamics Boston Dynamics dog that runs around, and this is kind of what we were imagining what our soldiers would look like in the future. And we were doing the military decision-making process as a battalion staff, and it was all recent graduates of the maneuver and the infantry captain's career course. And so we sat down and we did our standard military decision-making process and inputted the missions into these robotic creatures, and they went and accomplished their objective, and they did it really quickly. Absolutely, just really, really fast. And so this light was blinking, and we were having to do a follow-up operation. So we quickly did MDMP, or military decision-making process, again, and the robots completed the task and occupied the objective again. And so we said, look, we're wasting time by doing this. What we need to do is split ourselves into a current operations and a future operations. And so we split the 10-person battalion staff, again made up of all recent graduates and captains. And we said, look, we're going to plan this mission, and then we're going to plan the next mission as well, and to have branches and sequels and follow-up operations. And so we did it. And even though we had split ourselves into two organizations, a current ops and a future ops, the robots still accomplished the mission faster than we could do it. So then we went into abbreviated MDMP, and we split ourselves again. So we're doing the cellular mitosis, and so
Specializing.
yeah, specializing. And so now we're have a current operations and 3 future operations, because we split ourselves into 4 units. And we were finally able to catch up with these robots as they were accomplishing the missions. Now, the future, again, this is in 2008. This is back in 2008. The U.S. Army was running this experience to see if human beings and recent graduates could keep up with the pace of what the future of warfare could be with these robotic weapons. And it turns out it was really, really hard. However, fast forward to 2023, 15 years later, AI is going to be able to take a lot of those mundane tasks that are part of the MDMP process and streamline it. And so you will be able to have a smaller group of people be able to accomplish more tasks for the future of a fast warfare than you could, back 15 years ago in 2008. So, I mean, I can see Elon's, concern, and it is very valid. I mean, once a AI system is given a target package and release authority, it's gone. I mean, it's flying. It's flying. It's going to launch its missiles and things like that, and it's going to not take necessarily. It's going to have a program to take things into consideration, like protected sites, hospitals, and things like that. But what if it doesn't work? And so it is a possibility that there is a scary future.
Yeah.
Well, AI can also be used to spread false information, not just in the school paper, but out in the public to create panic. In May of this year, AI made photo of a fake explosion at the Pentagon went out on social media, and it caused a massive amount of panic. State media of other countries, such as Russia, posted the image, and it really upset a lot of people. I mean, people thought that this had just occurred and that our defense apparatus was taking a big hit. But AI can also be used to make false human images in video chats. And there's even websites to make an AI girlfriend. You can even choose the personality traits. And these are not, the Sims looking type images.
And you're not talking about inflatable girlfriends?
No. As an AI girlfriend is a girlfriend on your computer or your phone. You can even choose, again, these personality traits and how you want to engage with them and how they're going to engage with you. And again, these are really realistic looking. I recently saw an article, I think about a month ago, that someone created an AI Instagram account where it's a lifelike looking AI woman, and they've received dates requests, and the person who owns the account,
whole new world of catfishing going on out there,
says it's an AI account. Like, this is not a real person, but still they're receiving brand deals and requests for putting modeling bags and things like that, and again it's an account that says it's fake.
Yeah, I'd say she's not just pretty, but pretty lifelike.
Yeah, I mean, an argument how a man can replace a real woman with an AI girlfriend for a lot of the reasons why he'd want a girlfriend to begin with in the first place. The AI girlfriend can listen to his problems. Okay, talk to him about what he wants, and unfortunately take a darker turn. How he can act out some of his fantasies and talk to it how he wants. Right. And research is showing that men using these programs are moving past the norm when interacting with these services, which kind of disrupts real-life interactions with real women.
Yeah, no woman to say, hold on, that's not cool. What are you doing there?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
safe word.
they're just enabling bad behavior.
Yeah, and then when it's time to interact with a real woman, what? You don't want that?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, restraining order.
Yeah.
Well, I would say this isn't just bad for society. I mean, there are multiple ways I see it being bad for society, like, not spending money on dates, which affects the restaurant industry and the Hallmark card industry and the chocolate industry and all these things you do on dates. Even if someone's an adult, they still need to interact with actual human beings and not just be stuck in what I would consider to be the ultimate echo chamber.
Right. I mean, we're social creatures.
Yeah. And, no one to say, hey, even your friends like say, hey, hold up, dude, that's not cool. And then, you're not going to have kids with an AI girlfriend. And as we've said before on this podcast, there is nothing on earth that is going to make you grow up faster than having kids.
And have more joy. I mean, they're a lot of fun. They're a lot of trouble. And when I say trouble, I mean they get into trouble.
Their middle names.
Exactly. But they're so much fun to have, and watching them grow, and you can't get this with AI. I mean,
No.
you just can't.
Our daughter singing French songs.
Exactly. But this is really bad for him, as well as society.
Yeah.
I mean, every married man can tell you that a woman is Sanskrit for fault finder, and you do a great job at helping me out. So I am appreciative of that.
I'm here for you.
Exactly. We're here for each other. And so, every man who's successful and is married can tell you that his wife pushes him and has likely achieved things that he has not been able to do without his wife pushing him or the drive to provide by pushing him. And I would say
I would say we push each other.
I would too. But I'd say definitely that you make me a better man every day. And so I'm very appreciative of you, and an AI girlfriend just wouldn't be able to do that. But getting them to the kids to do their homework and to eat vegetables and get ice cream and things like that, AI can't replace any of those things.
Well, the AI girlfriend's not going to tell the man to eat his vegetables.
Exactly.
Or, hey, get your pants on, go to work. Whereas a real girlfriend or wife will tell you to do those things.
Exactly.
And men, they just don't learn. They don't improve. They don't strive if they have an AI girlfriend. Because, you're not going to improve if you think everything's hunky-dory.
Right.
And, you can't just... You don't understand how a real woman helps you until you have one.
Exactly. No, I couldn't agree more. But, why do women want boyfriends? Picky women out there wanting a 6-foot-tall man making $300,000 a year argue that you can't replace that with technology.
Nope. So it's definitely one-sided. A man can have an AI girlfriend emotionally anyway, not physically, obviously. But, a woman can't really substitute a real boyfriend with an AI boyfriend.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think so.
So do these men actually want an AI girlfriend, or are they just unable to get a real one?
Ooh.
I know now.
That's a big philosophical question.
I mean, why wouldn't they want a real girlfriend these days? Well, I mean, when you have the Me Too movement, how expensive everything is, we don't raise men to be brave or masculine. We're feminizing everybody, girls and boys. And, with the girl empowerment, it kind of, I imagine it makes men feel kind of displaced a little bit. Like
maybe threatened.
Well, not even just threatened. Like, it's kind of like a kitchen with too many chefs.
Okay. Maybe
have life feel that way. When you have some traditional roles overtaken. And I've seen some of these girls on some of these dates, the men with the man bun, and they just look so neutered. And I feel for them. I really do. And I don't feel like kids in general and boys, they're not raised to be responsible, and they see prospective girlfriends to be a burden.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. It's very challenging. I think there's a lot of studies that have shown that a lot of men are not. They're exiting the dating pool,
Yeah.
and whether
we don't teach people how to receive criticism.
Yeah, that's absolutely
and
true.
when you're interacting with anybody, not just romantic relationships, you're going to have to eventually, obviously not the first date, but
Right.
you're talking 10 years into marriage. each side's going to have some criticism every once in a while.
Absolutely.
It's just
Absolutely. And
you
and
learn how to put it in a productive,
Yes.
Sensible way, and you don't develop those skills with
No,
AI.
I mean, I'd say definitely communication is the strong suit that you and I have, and it's this probably the bedrock. Well, love and faith in God and having the same values,
Yeah.
but still, communication is so critical, and you don't develop that with an AI girlfriend that's just going to agree with you all the time, and you can be mean to it, and it's like, thank you, can I have another? I mean, it just, it's just kind of sad, and this
Yeah.
escapism in video games or online porn is
I would see it as in the same realm as
Yes.
of escapism. And people are resorting to dating apps. No one, believe it or not, no one is who they pretend to be, and it's easy to give up. So I mean, I understand, but you can't give up.
right.
You'll never get there if you give up.
You got to get out in the real world. So how should AI generated content such as these AI girlfriends we're talking about, or deep fake videos mentioned previously, be regulated to prevent misinformation and its potential consequences?
Well, 4 main considerations are: 1, regulations could focus on ensuring accountability for the creation and dissemination of such content while protecting individuals' rights to express genuine options. 2, regulations might emphasize transparency, requiring the clear labeling of AI-generated content. This approach respects free speech by allowing individuals to make informed judgments about the credibility and authenticity of the contents.
That's kind of interesting because Amazon, in their KDP program where you can upload your own books and do the print-on-demand books, but Amazon has now mandated that all AI-generated content has to be disclosed. Now, so straight up to what you were to your point.
Don't have
now
AI write your book.
Exactly. Now it doesn't show on the sale of your book that it's an AI generation. So Amazon doesn't tell the consumer that it's AI generated, but they want to have this repository where they know, meaning Amazon knows, that it was AI generated. And so I think the next step would be for Amazon to eventually disclose, hey, by the way, this is an AI generated content book. And so that's, even without a regulation, Amazon is starting to move that way.
Okay.
Of their own accord.
Let's see. Number 3, public interest in harm mitigation. Society has an interest in preventing the spread of false or misleading information that could harm individuals, institutions, or public discourse. Regulations that aim to minimize harm while preserving truthful and reliable information could be viewed as promoting the public interest.
That makes sense.
Now, I could see how that could be subjective. Number 4, platform responsibility. Some regulations may place responsibility on social media platforms and content sharing websites to implement measures that identify and mitigate the spread of AI-generated misinformation.
So we need to keep in balance as individuals' right to free speech while safeguarding the public interest.
But if content is generated by AI, by a computer, why would we be concerned about freedom of speech? While AI-generated content itself may not have inherent rights, the actions and decisions surrounding its creation, dissemination, and impact can intersect with broader principles of free speech.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So that ends this segment of Azimuth Podcast. Please stay tuned after these messages.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy our show with all the stories we share, we would love your support.
And it's as easy as clicking that subscribe or follow button. This will ensure you never miss an episode and keeps us bringing you these important stories. Your support makes a huge difference. Thank you so much for being part of our podcast family.
Thanks, and keep tuning in.